What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be talking about 7 anime and in particular 7 of the best characters in those anime. Only one character will be chosen from each anime I talk about. Now, let's begin. They're one of the best characters in anime. The character that goes by the name L from the greatest anime of all time, Death Note. So this character is introduced as a mysterious detective who is considered the best in the world, and then right after that we find out that he is also the second and the third greatest detectives in the world, and they're all him using a different identity, different name. And you know, just introducing a character like that, what can you say? An anime like Death Note has many serious and thrilling moments, and it has comedy, and all the comedy comes from this character right here. He's featured in some of the greatest moments of Battle of the Mind, but he's also here for the most funny and comedic moments throughout the whole series. And to top all of that off, he's involved in some of the most intense, greatest moments in all of anime, and he's just an absolute badass character who is just the greatest thing in Death Note. And also, don't forget his soundtrack. That is it for the amazing character known as L. Another character from one of the greatest animes of all time, Lelouch V. Britannia, from the anime Code Geass. A prince of the strongest military force in the world of Code Geass, who had his whole family killed by his own father, who sets out in the city or in the country of Japan to start a rebellion to take down that force. He succeeds in doing this and becomes the emperor of the world, for all his tactics and brilliance. This character is greatness. His personality stems from being a highly intellectual individual who is also calm, sophisticated, and arrogant slightly due to his upbringing as a prince. While at school he is very sociable and likable by many of the fellow students, but in reality he uses this to cover up his true intention of wearing a mask and becoming the hero known as Zero, who believes in justice and tries to bring the soldiers and leaders to war to defeat Britannia, the strongest military force. And the final thing that cements Lelouch as being one of the greatest characters in all of anime is the ending of the second season, which was, in my opinion, the greatest ending out of all anime I've seen, and many people can agree. If you do agree, make sure to leave a like, let me know down in the comments if you agree about this top tier ending. If you haven't seen Code Geass, highly recommend it. It's easy to watch, it's on Netflix now. Just watch it, enjoy this amazing twist ending from this top tier greatest character in anime. Moving on. Next up is a character from a series that we all know, Dragon Ball, and in particular Piccolo Jr. or Piccolo as we know him in Dragon Ball Z and later on. So this character is, you know, the best. Everything about him is this greatness, this everything. I'll explain it shortly. So with Piccolo, he doesn't fight a lot, especially in Super and near the end of Z. He kind of becomes irrelevant in the fighting aspect, but that doesn't matter. He's still the greatest character. All he needs to do is he sits there making his moaning noise like while watching. He's getting a workout by watching other people fight. He has sweat dripping off his head by just watching people fight. And you just see him in the background like commentating over everything. Oh, you can't see them. Oh. Absolute mad lad. Piccolo is a gun. Mr. Piccolo, as called by Gohan, he is pretty much the father of Gohan, and one of the other great characters in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Not in Dragon Ball, I mean, in Dragon Ball Z, and just don't talk about Super. But Piccolo is an absolute mad lad. He's just a gun, bro. Like, honestly, he has all these personalities in him. He's just tripping, bro. He's living life. He meditates with sweat dripping off his head. Doesn't even need to, like, fight or anything to get strong. He just sits there meditating. Mind battles, absolute gun. And then the thing that really makes him the greatest, in Dragon Ball GT, which isn't really that good, probably the weakest in the Dragon Ball franchise. And Piccolo knows this about GT. He knows when he's in it, I know I'm part of this weak trash series. So what I'm going to do? I'm just going to kill myself. They're going to another world because Earth is going to be blown up, so they're transporting everyone to another world. There's only, like, Piccolo saves a kid, Goku instant transmissions in to like save Piccolo and the kid that was left there, and Piccolo's like, nah bro, I'm just gonna stay here, this is my planet, you know, I'm just gonna stay here and die, all good, just leave me behind. Like Goku's like, what are you talking about? Tries to save him, Piccolo is left, goes like, nah bro, I like you, I'm just gonna stay here and die. Suicide is the easy way out, I don't want to be part of this trash known as GT anymore. See you later. Absolute gun, Piccolo, the greatest character in anime. Moving on. Next up, Roanoa Zorro from One Piece. So this character, known as the Pirate Hunter, is a pirate. Very ironic about that. And he's pretty much part of the crew as the vice captain, second-hand man, right-hand man to Luffy, who's going to be the future Pirate King, the protagonist of the series of One Piece. If you haven't watched One Piece, I highly recommend starting it. Just reached 900 episodes currently. And yep, so Zorro, you know, all his moments are great. Everything about him is this greatness. In the first half he was greatness, in the second half he was greatness. Every moment he's on screen, oh yes, Zorro. He's my favourite character in One Piece. He's one of the favourite characters in One Piece by everyone. There's a community in the One Piece fandom known as the Zorro Tards, because they defend Zorro about everything, and, you know, I'm part of them. Zorro is greatness. There's an arc in One Piece which is probably one of the weaker arcs. It's probably the worst arc in some cases, but that arc has the best moment in the whole series. And you know why it has the best moment? Because my man Zorro is an absolute mad lad and is part of probably 6 out of the top 10 greatest moments in One Piece, and number 1, he takes that spot easily in what is considered one of the worst arcs. What can you say about that? Zorro is the best character in One Piece. He uses 3 swords, and you know how he holds his 3rd sword? He holds it in his mouth, man, like absolute mad lad. He's going to be the greatest swordsman by the end of the series, and he's going to be an absolute powerhouse. He already is. And this Zorro greatness, moving on. Lord Esken, the Lion Sin of Pride from the 7 Deadly Sins. The greatest character in the 7 Deadly Sins. We didn't even see him in Season 1. He wasn't there. He was only mentioned as being stronger than the captain in Season 1, and that, oh, we just need to find him real good. And then we have his introduction 3 episodes into Season 2, and that's the greatest introduction in all of anime, or I won't say the greatest, one of the greatest. He just comes in, we have this commandment that just bodied Meliodas and everyone else, just stomped on everyone, and he comes in, he gets the 1 punch when he's in his day form, or in his night form, 1 punch, sleeps all night, wakes up, builds up, comes up with his ripped, absolute shredded muscles, comes up and just bodies 2 commandments like that. And then later on bodies 2 more, and then he destroys the one that destroyed Meliodas. Like, what can you say about that? Esken is the greatest character in the 7 Deadly Sins. He is pride embodiment. You thought Vegeta from Dragon Ball had pride? Nah, Vegeta has no pride compared to Esken. Esken is pride. He only pities people. That's all he has. No pride, just pities people. This commandment has this power where if anyone's scared of him or anyone has like hateful intent or to hurt him, you can't hurt him. You turn to stone pretty much. You can't attack him if you want to hurt him. And you know what Esken has is like, oh, I don't want to kill you because I pity you. I am better than you. Absolute mad lad. Esken, can't wait for Season 3. Hope he's in there more. Absolute gun. Moving on. Next up, we have Seto Kaiba from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Absolute lit series with one of the greatest characters known as Kaiba. So this guy, his introduction was great. First episode, he comes in, he sees this card that this old man has that it's like his prized possession of his whole life. He sees it, he's like, oh, I'll buy it off you because, you know, Seto Kaiba is just a casual billionaire. He's worth more than like Amazon in our real world. Top of the most money making company in the world. He's everything. He is the richest person you get. He's worth billions upon billions. Seto Kaiba, the CEO of Kaiba Corp, absolute mad lad. He just comes into this little game show. He's like, oh, you have that card, I'll flex on you with all my money, give it to me. He's like, nah, don't, it's all good. It's like, oh, okay, duel me with it. He wins the duel because, you know, He has 3 of those cards. He already has 3 of them. He just wants the last one. There's only 4 in the world. He's like, oh, I want the last one. And, you know, I have 3. Can I just have the 4th, you know? Too easy. Wins the duel, gets the card. He's like, okay, too easy. And then the grandson, the protagonist of the series come in, Yugi, comes, he's like, oh, give me back my grandpa's card. And, you know, he does, he's like, oh, this card. He just rips it up like, oh, no, I don't need that. What are you talking about? And he just crushes everyone. He's like, oh, too easy. He loses the duel against Yugi, but you know, that was a bit of bullshit. He should have won, but you know, he's like a mad lad, bro. Like, honestly, he's gonna lose a duel against Yugi where he's not gonna be able to rescue his kid brother. He's like, oh, if I'm gonna lose this, okay, for you to win, Yugi, you're gonna have to kill me. The win from the hologram is gonna knock you back from it getting destroyed, because you know, Yu-Gi-Oh has that thing in it for some reason. And I'm gonna fall off this edge of the cliff and just die, you know? Too easy. So if you attack, I die, and you have to deal with my death on your hands. Like, oh shit, can't do that. I forfeit. Seto Kaiba wins. Too easy. Then gets destroyed by Marek. You know, very unfortunate. Not Marek. Maximilianus Pegasus gets destroyed by him. Very unlucky. Kaiba gets destroyed by everyone almost, but you know, he's happy. He can talk shit to Joey and make himself feel good. And you know, Kaiba's an asshole, but he's an asshole that I love. Kaiba is top tier greatness. And the final character from the anime known as High School DxD, the character goes by the name of Akeno. And choosing the greatest character, the best character from this anime, it's very simple. If you've seen it, you know the process of picking best character in this anime. And I don't think I need to say much more. Akeno is the greatest character. But that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe and share. Peace.